To the soundtrack of chirping birds and rustling leaves, the warm sunlight danced through the lush branches of the towering trees, painting intricate patterns on the forest floor. The rustic tranquility of the countryside was a stark contrast to the bustling city life that Erwin and his family were accustomed to. It was nestled on the outskirts of a small town in the province, shrouded in an air of mystique and enchantment. "Let's just get some water from the well," Erwin said, with a deep sense of determination in his voice. He took a long, lingering look at his sister Eunice, her frail form huddled in the shade of the towering trees. Her once effervescent eyes were now clouded with fatigue and the traces of pain, but her resilience and spirit shone through the weariness. "It's true. I really want Eunice to get well. Her soul is so strong." Eunice had spent her youth frolicking and climbing trees, fearlessly exploring every nook and cranny of their family's small farmstead. But now, her days were filled with the cruel and relentless attacks of epilepsy, robbing her of her vitality and youthful exuberance. Erwin couldn't stand the thought of Eunice suffering any longer. The well-known city bustled with life, exquisite skyscrapers jutting into the azure expanse. But here, amid the serene countryside, the weight of their worries hung heavily in the air. Eunice's mother had left to work abroad, and her sister, Sherlyn, diligently worked as a saleslady to make ends meet. Erwin, a diligent student in his final year of high school, felt the burden of responsibility weigh heavily on his young shoulders. The trials of everyday life had always taken their toll on their family, but Eunice's illness cast a shadow over their already challenging circumstances. With the weight of his family's hardships pressing heavily on his heart, Erwin longed for the well to hold the key to end Eunice's suffering. He yearned for just a glimmer of hope for his beloved sister. As the family grappled with the reality of Eunice's illness, their neighbor, Ma'am Tracia, approached them with a glimmer of hope. "Do you also know of a holy well whose water is said to cure any kind of disease?" she asked, her eyes filled with warmth and compassion. "The story I'm going to share is about the holy well in the province that we went to, and the truth behind why it's healing." Erwin knew that they would need a miracle to pull Eunice out of the clutches of her illness, and the prospect of a miraculous well seemed to offer a sliver of that much-needed miracle. "I won't give you my real name. Just call me Erwin. And this is my story," he reminisced, as the poignant memories of the arduous journey flooded his mind. Despite the initial skepticism and hesitance, the family decided to embark on a journey to the distant province in search of the miraculous well. The prospect of a well that had healed countless people had ignited the fragile embers of hope in their hearts. As they prepared for the journey, the bustling city landscape gave way to the idyllic greenery of the countryside, where quaint houses dotted the landscape and the air was redolent with the earthy scent of the soil. The journey was arduous, and their resources were scarce, but the unwavering resolve to heal Eunice was their beacon through the storm. Eunice's battle with epilepsy had been a challenging one, exacerbated by their family's strained circumstances. The memories of their aunt, who had succumbed to the same affliction, haunted Erwin's thoughts. With the weight of this history draped heavily over their family, the journey to the province was a leap of faith, an attempt to defy the cruel cycle of illness that had plagued their bloodline. Upon their arrival in the remote province, the family was nudged by trepidation and uncertainty. The unfamiliar sights and sounds of the countryside stirred a kaleidoscope of emotions within them. The rugged, rural landscape unfurled before their eyes, a tapestry of untrodden paths and limitless potential. As they navigated the unfamiliar terrain, they encountered apprehensive locals who spoke in hushed whispers of the supernatural and the otherworldly. superstitions and ghost stories wove their way into the fabric of their surroundings, adding a layer of mystique and intrigue to their journey. We should be careful. There are superstitions that prohibit doing certain things, Sherlin cautioned as they delved deeper into the heart of the province. Let's respect their traditions and customs. Their weary souls were jolted as they stood on the cusp of uncertainty, weighed down by their fears and doubts about the unknown journey that lay ahead. The ragged pages of their family's history had been etched with the indelible ink of adversity, and the prospect of a healing well seemed to offer a glimmer of escape from the dolorous fate that had shadowed their family for far too long. The road to the miraculous well was fraught with obstacles and unforeseen challenges. The tether of resources that tethered them to their previous life was fraying, and the resurgence of hope was beginning to feel like a distant mirage. Yet, their familial bond and unwavering spirit propelled them forward, despite the uncertainty that loomed on the horizon. Erwin's heart sank as the locals uttered words of caution about the miraculous well. The strength that once pulsed through the water seemed to have waned over time, eroded by the passage of countless seekers who had swarmed the well in search of a miraculous cure. The wistful nostalgia of the well's glorious past, when its waters had possessed the power to mend the gravest of ailments with but a solitary sip, resonated within the hearts of Erwin and his family. Their faith began to waver as they grappled with the realization that the well was no longer the fabled beacon of hope they had yearned for. The haze of disbelief clouded their vision, threatening to engulf the fragile sparks of hope that had guided them thus far. Yet, in the stilted cadence of eroding hope, a dazzling glow of faith glistened within them. They resolved to weather the passage of time, hopeful that the well's waning might yet spur a renaissance and gift Eunice the respite she craved. They resolved to endure the trials and tribulations, clinging to the vestiges of hope that refused to be extinguished. As they awaited the passage of the week that the once mighty well demanded to work its healing magic, Erwin and his family found solace in the warmth and hospitality of the locals. The idyllic charm of the countryside and the quaint customs of the villagers seeped into their weary spirits. Their days were steeped in camaraderie, and their hearts were buoyed by the kindness and generosity of their newfound friends. The provincial sojourn, which had once seemed foreboding and unfamiliar, now felt like a warm embrace, a sanctuary offering respite from the clamor and turmoil of city life. The passage of time was marked by a sense of suspension and anticipation as the family awaited the moment of truth when they would test the waters of the well. The days melded seamlessly into one another, each one etching a new chapter in the tapestry of their journey. Their faith was tested, and their resolve stood resolute against the ebb and flow of hope and uncertainty. In the tranquil refuge of the countryside, they acquainted themselves with the locals, gaining invaluable insights into the timeless customs and traditions that enlivened the provincial life. They were regaled with stories of yore and fables that had been woven into the very fabric of their surroundings, each anecdote breathing life into the rich tapestry of the province's history. Marlin, a boy from the village, became a playmate for Eunice, and his infectious exuberance rekindled a flicker of joy within her heart. The laughter of children echoed through the air, painting the moments with hues of innocence and mirth. In the heart-warming embrace of the villagers, the burden that had weighed heavily on Erwin's heart began to feel lighter, and the embers of hope flickered with renewed fervor. The well's healing waters may have diminished, but the unwavering spirit of the villagers breathed life and vitality into their journey, infusing it with a poignant sense of purpose and resilience. In the company of the villagers, the family's tensions dissipated, and the quaint rhythms of provincial life provided a soothing balm for their weary souls. The looming specter of epilepsy that had cast a pall over their lives was momentarily suspended, replaced by a delicate dance of hope and resilience that elevated their spirits. As the days unfolded, the waiting became a testament to the resilience and patience that had been instilled in them through the crucible of adversity. The prospect of the well's revitalizing powers beckoned to them, breathing new life into their ancestral hope and resoluteness. The passage of time had etched a profound transformation within them, imbuing them with a sense of fortitude and fortifying their resolve to confront the insurmountable odds that loomed on the horizon. As the week meandered to its inevitable conclusion, the family's hearts were held captive by the prospect of a renewed sense of vitality that the well might yet bestow. The longed-for permanence of health and relief danced tantalizingly in their minds as they yearned for a semblance of normalcy that had long eluded them. Their journey, which had commenced with a tumultuous upheaval of emotions, now bore testament to the unyielding spirit that had carried them through the tempestuous waves of uncertainty and the gentle reprieve of hope. The day of reckoning dawned, the air heavy with the weight of anticipation and trepidation. The well, once a relic of mythical prowess, now stood as a testament to the ebb and flow of time, its waters a source of intrigue and hope. As the family approached the well, their steps seemed weighed down by the burdens of anticipation and longing, the echoes of their hopes reverberating within the hallowed precincts of their hearts. With trembling hands and bated breath, they cupped the well's sacred waters, the elixir of rekindled hope and respite that they had sought with unyielding fervor. The sanctity of the moment was palpable, the weight of years of resilience and unyielding hope, coalescing into a single gesture that promised to rewrite the narrative of suffering and affliction that had plagued them for far too long. The waters, which had once held the power to heal with a mere sip, now bore testament to the transient sands of time and the unforgiving nature of inevitability. The family hesitantly quaffed the well's waters, their throats a conduit for the tide of hope and uncertainty that surged within them. The moments stretched interminably, and the weight of their collective hopes seemed to loom heavily in the air. As they awaited the elusive whispers of rejuvenation, a profound stillness draped their surroundings. The glimmer of hope that had illuminated their journey seemed to flicker, casting shadows of doubt and uncertainty. Yet, within the hushed veil of uncertainty, an ever-persistent ember of fervent hope refused to be extinguished. The clandestine waters of the well had symbolized the fickle nature of providence, and within the fragile folds of hope, their hearts remained ensconced in a dance of optimism and trepidation. The journey to the well had etched an indelible mark upon their souls, infusing their hearts with a delicate interplay of transcendence and resilience that defied the relentless shadow of affliction that loomed over their lives. As twilight cast its ethereal glow upon the tranquil countryside, the resolute silhouette of the family stood as a testament to the unyielding spirit that had propelled them through the labyrinth of adversity and longing. In the taciturn twilight, the well's whispers lingered as a gentle caress, casting the family's hopes adrift in the tapestry of indefatigable faith that had propelled them through the ebb and flow of uncertainty and longing. The journey to the miraculous well had borne witness to the potent testament of a family's unyielding spirit and boundless resilience. The untold chapters of their journey were etched with the delicate interplay of hope, uncertainty, and the enduring tenacity of the human spirit. The morning, and as the sun began to rise, I could see the golden rays peeking through the windows of the rustic wooden house we were staying in. The roosters crowing outside seemed to signal the beginning of a new day. The events from the previous day still weighed heavily on my mind. The encounter with the old man, his warning about the Lady Alingleda, and the mysterious circumstances surrounding the village had left me unsettled. As I tried to make sense of it all, I could feel a knot of anxiety tightening in my stomach. My sister Una was already up, preparing breakfast in the kitchen. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air. "Erwin, are you all right?" Una asked, noticing the troubled expression on my face. I hesitated for a moment before deciding to open up about the events from the day before. "I can't shake off the feeling of unease about what happened at the plaza," I admitted. "I understand. It was a close call," Una acknowledged, her voice filled with empathy. "But we can't let fear dictate our actions. We need to stay vigilant and stick together." I nodded, taking a deep breath in an attempt to calm my nerves. I knew my sister was right. We couldn't let fear control us. As the morning progressed, Mang Eldon joined us for breakfast, his weathered face showing the wisdom of his years. He had a solemn look in his eyes, and I could tell that he was concerned about our safety in this unfamiliar setting. "Today, we'll need to fetch water from the well," he said, his deep voice carrying a sense of urgency. "It's crucial to have an ample supply of clean water, especially given the circumstances here." Una and I exchanged a knowing glance. We understood the significance of the well in this village. It held a kind of mystique, rumored to possess healing properties and protection from unseen forces. As we made our way to the well, Mang Eldon shared more insights about the village's peculiarities. He spoke of how the dog's howling served as an ominous foreshadowing of misfortune, and about the mysterious deaths that befall those who fall ill. "The well is our lifeline, a source of both sustenance and protection," he explained. "But it's essential to heed certain precautions while living in this village. The supernatural forces at play here are beyond our comprehension." I couldn't help but feel a wave of trepidation washing over me as we neared the well. The serene beauty of the surrounding landscape contrasted with the underlying sense of fear that hung like a heavy mist in the air. After filling our containers with water, Mang Eldon instructed us further. "When you're at the village, be mindful of your actions. Don't accept food from unfamiliar sources, and remember to bite your tongue if someone praises you excessively." The advice seemed bizarre, yet I understood the importance of adhering to the village's customs for our own safety. As we made our way back to the house, I couldn't shake the feeling of being an outsider in this enigmatic realm. Night fell, and as the darkness enveloped the village, the sense of foreboding grew more pronounced. The sound of Mang Eldon's dog howling pierced the silence. I could sense an unseen force looming in the shadows, and the weight of the unknown lay heavily on my chest. As the days passed, I found myself constantly on edge, acutely aware of the unspoken dangers lurking in the village. Mang Eldon's words echoed in my mind, reminding me to remain vigilant and to never let my guard down. Amidst this state of heightened alertness, I couldn't help but notice a subtle change in Una. She, too, seemed to be affected by the eerie aura of the village. Her eyes held a weariness that hadn't been present before, and the strain of our circumstances was etched on her face. One evening, as we sat in the dimly lit house, the palpable tension in the air was broken by the sound of strain of Una's voice. "Erwin, Something isn't right here, she said, her voice trembling. I feel as though the village is closing in on us, suffocating us with its secrets. Her words resonated with my own apprehensions, and I knew that she was grappling with the same fears that plagued me. I placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, silently conveying my solidarity. In the dead of night, I was roused from fitful sleep by a commotion outside the house. Mang Eldon's urgent voice cut through the darkness, and a sense of urgency gripped me as I quickly made my way outside. Mang Eldon's stern countenance revealed the gravity of the situation, and I could sense an impending calamity. "We need to leave immediately," he proclaimed, his eyes reflecting a mixture of fear and determination. "Gather your belongings. We can't afford to stay a moment longer." The urgency in his voice sent a jolt of panic through me. The atmosphere was charged with an unspoken dread, and I knew that he wouldn't issue such a warning without valid cause. Yuna and I quickly gathered our belongings, our movements driven by a primal instinct to flee. As we made our hurried escape from the village, the weight of the unknown burdened our spirits. The unnerving events and enigmatic customs of the village had left an indelible mark on us, and the memory of our harrowing ordeal would remain etched in our minds forever. In the small, remote village of Casitas, the entire place was still enveloped in the ethereal hush of morning. The delicate tendrils of dawn kissed the tops of the mountains, painting the sky with soft pastel hues as the world slowly awakened to another day. The serene tranquility was momentarily disrupted by the stirring of a young man named Erwin, who, finding himself unable to succumb to the comforting embrace of sleep, decided to rise and greet the new day. The peace of the morning was interrupted by the soft murmur of voices as Erwin made his way to the modest kitchen. The fragrant aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, and he found Mr. Eldon, a kindly elder of the village, already seated at the worn wooden table, a steaming cup of coffee in hand. "Good morning, Mr. Eldon." Erwin offered a warm smile as he approached. "Did you sleep well?" It's fine," Mr. Eldon replied with a gentle smile. "There's no problem with my bed." Their conversation was briefly interrupted by the appearance of a visitor. "Ah, Manuel Don, it looks like you have a visitor coming," Mr. Eldon remarked as Erwin turned to see Councillor Duterte entering the room. As the three men engaged in light conversation, the atmosphere in the room shifted abruptly when the subject of a woman's demise was broached. The weight of the news hung heavily in the air, and Erwin's mind raced as the pieces of the conversation began to unravel before him. "Wait, is that the woman with the wound on her leg?" Erwin asked, attempting to piece together the information. "The woman who was with me yesterday had a wound on her leg." As the realization dawned on Erwin, an overwhelming sense of guilt enveloped him. "I feel like it's my fault why she died," he confessed, his voice heavy with regret. "I couldn't even stop her from going with the old man. If I had stopped her, she would still be alive." His sister, who had been silently observing the exchange, interjected with a mixture of concern and exasperation. "What if you disappeared? How have we been ruined here? How have Mama and I—" Erwin's inner turmoil was further compounded by the fear and uncertainty that gripped the entire village in the aftermath of the tragic event. The looming presence of the old man, whose very gaze held a haunting sense of foreboding, cast a pall over the entire situation. Days passed, each one saturated with a palpable sense of unease that clung to the villagers like a heavy shroud. The peace of the community was shattered as fear and suspicion seeped into every corner, leaving a pervasive sense of dread in its wake. In the midst of this collective anxiety, a harrowing incident left Erwin and his sister reeling. Their young charge, Eunice, fell prey to a sudden and terrifying affliction, sending shockwaves through the already fragile fabric of their world. Uncertain of how to assist his sister in addressing the unfolding crisis, Erwin was acutely aware of the burden the situation placed upon her. "Sister, are you okay?" He sought to offer solace, but found himself grappling with his own apprehension. Their precarious existence was further tested when a chance encounter with a menacing figure left them teetering on the edge of danger. The confrontation left them shaken, their sense of security shattered as the specter of malevolence loomed ever closer. In the wake of the disquieting encounter, Erwin grappled with the weight of responsibility that rested heavily on his shoulders. The welfare of his sister and Eunice became his unwavering focus, a solemn vow to shield them from the encroaching darkness that threatened to engulf their lives. Finally, as they returned home, their hearts heavy with the burden of the day's events, Erwin's eyes caught sight of the old man once more. The encounter was brief, but the ominous glint in the old man's eyes sent a shiver down his spine, a silent and foreboding warning that the upheaval in their lives was far from over. As the gravity of their situation continued to unfold, Erwin remained steadfast in his commitment to shield his family from harm, his determination steeled by the unyielding love and devotion that bound them together. They would face each new day with unwavering resolve, clinging to the promises of hope and the strength of their unbreakable bond. It was a quiet afternoon when I found myself standing in Manong Eldon's town. The midday sun hung high in the sky, casting a warm glow upon the humble community. As I strolled along the narrow, dusty roads, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss in the air. The villagers went about their daily chores, their laughter echoing through the streets, but an underlying tension simmered beneath the surface. The sight of children playing, their laughter rising like a symphony amidst the backdrop of serene simplicity, filled my heart with a bittersweet ache. Something seemed out of place, a dissonance lurking in the tranquil beauty of the scene. My gaze wandered over to the elderly couple, their gnarled hands intertwined as they sat on the porch, their eyes reflecting a mixture of unspoken sorrow and quiet resilience. It was as if the entire town hummed with the weight of secrets and untold stories, a poignant contrast to the idyllic facade it presented. I couldn't help but wonder what secrets lay hidden behind the smokescreen of tranquility. The locals exchanged furtive glances and hushed whispers, and I couldn't shake the feeling that they were all hiding something from me. It was on this seemingly average day that I found myself in the company of Erwin, Lyndon, and their companions as we made our way through the bustling town square. Suddenly, as if on cue, a commotion erupted in the middle of the marketplace. Erwin and Lyndon locked eyes in a heated confrontation, their words sharp as blades. I stepped in to diffuse the tension, but my efforts were met with hostility. Lyndon's aggression was palpable as he lashed out, and I couldn't help but feel a tinge of fear as I tried to reason with him. "Erwin, that's enough," I pleaded, my voice tinged with desperation. But the fire in Lyndon's eyes burned bright, and as his anger flared, I found myself on the receiving end of his unbridled rage. His fists swung wildly, and I threw up my arms in a feeble attempt to shield myself from the onslaught. As the chaos unfolded, the crowd around us seemed to melt away, leaving us ensnared in a world of our own making. The scuffle continued, and I could feel the weight of Lyndon's blows reverberating through my body. His unrelenting assault was met with my own desperate attempts at self-defense, each strike a testament to the palpable tension that hung in the air. In the midst of our struggle, I couldn't help but wonder how we had descended into this chaotic whirlwind of conflict. As the confrontation reached a fever pitch, Manong Eldon's voice rang out like a clarion call, cutting through the chaos. His commanding presence cast a temporary lull over the situation, as his authoritative words reined in the tempest that threatened to consume us. With a heavy heart, I turned away from Lyndon's smoldering gaze, my thoughts awash with a jumble of emotions. The aftermath of the confrontation left a bitter taste in my mouth, the air heavy with unspoken words and unresolved tension. As the dust settled, I found solace in the familiarity of Manong Eldon's home, a modest abode that exuded a sense of quiet tranquility. The soothing sound of nature's symphony provided a stark contrast to the tumultuous events that had transpired just moments ago. The fragrance of Manong Eldon's freshly harvested eggplants filled the air, their vibrant purple hues a stark contrast against the verdant backdrop of his garden. The tranquil beauty of his surroundings offered a respite from the storm that raged within me, and I found solace in the quiet simplicity of his humble abode. It was here that the seeds of a newfound understanding began to take root. Each verdant shoot a symbol of hope in the midst of turmoil. As the evening descended, the gentle hum of conversation filled the air, the warmth of the fire casting a soft glow upon our faces. The rhythmic melody of Manong Eldon's storytelling wove through the air, painting vivid tapestries of the town's history and its enigmatic inhabitants. I found myself captivated by his words, each tale a glimpse into the rich tapestry of the town's past. In the midst of the evening's festivities, the specter of fear and uncertainty lingered in the air, casting a haunting pall over the otherwise joyous occasion. The weight of unspoken secrets bore down upon us, each whispered conversation a testament to the shadows that loomed over our heads. It was in this tender embrace of camaraderie that I found myself grappling with the depths of human emotion. Each unspoken fear, a testament to the fragile nature of our existence. As the evening came to a close, I found myself wandering through the moonlit expanse of Manong Eldon's garden, the ethereal glow of the full moon casting an otherworldly light upon the landscape. The night was alive with the symphony of nature, its nocturnal chorus a reminder of the relentless passage of time. It was in this tranquil haven that I sought solace. My restless thoughts cast adrift upon the silken tendrils of the night wind. The events of the day weighed heavily upon my heart, each unresolved conflict a heavy burden that I carried with me. The secrets that lay hidden within the town's murky depths haunted me, their whispered echoes reverberating through the corridors of my mind. It was in the solitude of the night that I grappled with the ebb and flow of human emotion, each wave a tumultuous reminder of the fragility of our existence. The following morning found us treading through the heart of the town, the streets teeming with the vibrant energy of the marketplace. The gentle hum of conversation filled the air, the scent of freshly baked bread intermingling with the earthy fragrance of freshly harvested produce. It was in this bustling sea of activity that the morning's events began to unfold, each fleeting moment a testament to the fragile nature of our existence. As we made our way through the heart of town, a sense of unease settled over me, the lingering specter of yesterday's conflict casting a shadow over the otherwise picturesque surroundings. I couldn't help but wonder what untold stories lay hidden within the town's labyrinthine streets, each whispered conversation a testament to the clandestine undercurrents that flowed beneath the surface. It was in the heart of the marketplace that the day's events came to a head, each fleeting moment a testament to the tumultuous nature of human emotion. The air crackled with the weight of unspoken tension, each whispered conversation a testament to the shadows that loomed over our heads. It was in this tender embrace of camaraderie that I found myself grappling with the depths of human emotion, each unspoken fear a testament to the fragile nature of our existence. The events of the day weighed heavily upon my heart, each unresolved conflict a heavy burden that I carried with me. The secrets that lay hidden within the town's murky depths haunted me, their whispered echoes reverberating through the corridors of my mind. It was in the solitude of the night that I grappled with the ebb and flow of human emotion, each wave a tumultuous reminder of the fragility of our existence. It was in this state of restless uncertainty that I found myself caught in the maelstrom of a forbidden confrontation, the air heavy with the weight of unspoken threats and unbridled aggression. The bitter taste of fear and uncertainty lingered on my tongue, its acrid flavor a stark reminder of the turbulent events that had transpired just moments ago. I was caught in the clutches of a tempest of human emotion, each fleeting moment a testament to the fragility of our existence. As I sought solace in the tranquil embrace of Manong Eldon's home, I found myself grappling with the weight of unspoken tension that hung in the air. The familiar surroundings provided a welcome respite from the chaos that had unfolded just moments ago, and I found solace in the comforting embrace of his modest abode. It was in this tender haven that the seeds of a newfound understanding began to take root, each verdant shoot a symbol of hope in the midst of turmoil. Once, in a small and secluded village shrouded by the thick canopy of ancient trees and enveloped by the whispers of the wind, there lived a sorcerer named Eldon. He was born into the mystical Paral lineage, blessed with the ability to manipulate food with a mere whisper and inflict illness upon those who consumed it. Yet, despite his extraordinary power, Eldon was different from the rest. He harbored pure intentions, guided by a noble spirit that urged him to use his unique gift for benevolent purposes to help heal rather than harm. Long had Eldon aspired to become an albulario, a traditional healer respected by the community. He yearned to alleviate the suffering of the afflicted and bring solace to the tormented souls. However, fate had unforeseen plans for him. A blasphemous gang, blinded by prejudice and suspicion, branded Eldon as a bawa, a type of Aswang known for preying on the weak and siphoning the life force from innocence. Though he possessed the abilities of an Aswang, Eldon vehemently denied any intentions of using his powers for wicked ends, claiming that he only sought to heal and ease the pain of the suffering. As Eldon grappled with the burden of his reputation, mistrust and skepticism shrouded his efforts. The people he longed to aid turned their backs on him, skeptical of his noble intentions and consumed by fear of his alleged malevolence. Despite the prevailing distrust, Eldon remained steadfast in his mission to heal and serve. In the midst of this turmoil, an unexpected tragedy befell the village. Aling La, a respected companion of Eldon, was found dead, her body concealed along a desolate path. As accusations swirled around Eldon, he vehemently professed his innocence, recounting how he had tended to Aling La's wounds and bid her farewell as she departed for home. Despite his protests, the villagers harbored an unsettling fear, attributing the death to a ghostly presence known as the body, a malevolent creature that exacerbated pain and prolonged suffering before draining its victim's life force. Eldon, grappling with the weight of suspicion and alienation, sought solace in the prayers and rituals at the village well, a sacred source believed to possess the power to heal and bestow blessings upon those who drew its water. However, the efficacy of the well's healing properties gradually waned, a phenomenon shrouded in mystery and speculation. Determined to salvage his tarnished reputation and earn the trust of the villagers, Eldon forged an unlikely alliance with Erwin, a fervent believer in his innocence. In a bid to reaffirm the well's potency, they embarked on a perilous journey to retrieve its sacred waters and rejuvenate its fading powers. The air crackled with tension as they navigated through the dense foliage, their steps guided by both trepidation and a flicker of hope. The melody of nature's symphony mingled with their hushed conversations, punctuated by the somber weight of their shared burden. Their arduous odyssey culminated as they reached the well, a hallowed sanctuary nestled within nature's bosom. As Eldon intoned fervent prayers, Erwin unfurled the time-worn vessel, poised to draw forth the revitalizing elixir that shimmered within the well's depths. In a moment suffused with anticipation and reverence, they gathered the sacred water, a precious offering imbued with the potential to heal and reconcile. Their return journey was fraught with urgency, each step driven by the impetus to proffer the rejuvenating gift to a village ensnared in the grip of affliction. The lingering twilight cast an ethereal glow upon their weary forms, a testament to their unwavering resolve. They raced against time, propelled by the intangible force of compassion and an unyielding devotion to alleviate the suffering that afflicted their community. Their collective breaths mingled with nature's whispers, a symphony of hope and perseverance delicately woven into the tapestry of their shared endeavor. As they arrived at the village, adorned by the fragility of twilight, they were met with the poignant specter of desolation. Though wearied by the trials of their undertaking, their hearts remained steadfast, a beacon of unwavering fortitude amidst the encroaching shadows. Their arrival triggered a cascade of emotions and fervent discussions that coalesced with the tranquil dusk, infusing the atmosphere with an electric current of anticipation and apprehension. The precious elixir, imbued with the well's restorative essence, was swiftly administered, offering a glimmer of hope amid the encroaching despair. The villagers, once shrouded in doubt, bore witness to the remarkable resurgence of vitality that coursed through the afflicted, a testament to the potent efficacy of the sacred waters. In the wake of their astonishing feat, Eldon and Erwin, infused with a profound sense of triumph, watched as the village rekindled with newfound hope and unity, their souls emboldened by the resurgence of life and vitality. As the moon ascended to its celestial throne, casting its luminous glow upon the village, a palpable sense of tranquility permeated the air, an intangible testament to the enduring power of compassion and resilience. Eldon, once shunned and beleaguered, found himself embraced by the villagers, his erstwhile detractors now transformed into steadfast allies and proponents of his noble cause. In this collective triumph, a new chapter unfurled, a testament to the resounding resilience of the human spirit and the transformative potential of unwavering belief. The well, once on the precipice of oblivion, experienced a renaissance, its waters teeming with renewed potency and rejuvenative power, a testament to the enduring resilience and enduring potential for restoration and healing. As dawn bathed the village in its resplendent embrace, a new era dawned, characterized by a renewed sense of unity and the resounding echoes of hope that transcended the boundaries of mistrust and fear. Eldon, once an outcast, now stood as a beacon of hope and healing, his perseverance and unwavering faith serving as a guiding light amidst the encircling uncertainty and despair. In the serenity of the new day, the village found itself infused with a renewed sense of purpose and companionship, a testament to the redemptive power of belief and the transcendent potential of unity in the face of adversity. As the villagers from all walks of life coalesced in a communion of hope and gratitude, Eldon stood at the heart of a burgeoning renaissance, his eyes aglow with the shimmering promise of a future teeming with boundless potential and transformative healing. The night was thick with a sense of eerie foreboding as we ventured into the dark, sultry depths of the forest. The ghosts of our past seemed to haunt every corner of our minds as we stumbled upon a ghastly sight, an Aswang, its grotesque form looming before us. Its eyes gleamed with a sinister glint as it hissed malevolently, its fangs bared in a grotesque smile. "My God, sis, look! It's an Aswang!" I whispered urgently to my sister, Charlene, as we huddled together, our hearts pounding in terror. As if in response to our fear, the Aswang lunged at us, its monstrous claws tearing through the air, ready to seize us in its deadly grip. But then, a sudden savior emerged from the shadows. Manong, a brave and fearless figure, rushed forward, brandishing a gleaming machete. His eyes blazed with determination as he confronted the Aswang, a glimmer of defiance in his gaze. "Take this, you vile creature!" he shouted, his voice ringing out in the darkness as he slashed at the Aswang with swift, violent movements. The Aswang recoiled in pain, its jagged form contorting in agony as it staggered back, clutching at its wounded flesh. "Ah, Array! It hurts, you animals!" it wailed, its voice a grotesque mixture of fury and anguish. "Take away the garlic!" it howled, its bloodshot eyes darting frantically around in search of an escape route. Finally, we had caught it, and I turned to face my sister, relief washing over me. "Eunice, we did it! We caught it at last!" I exclaimed, my voice trembling with a mixture of triumph and disbelief. But then, a sudden revelation halted our joyous celebration. Another ghost, a Bawa, had emerged, its sinister form poised to engage with the Aswang in a terrifying confrontation. "Grandma, there's the Bawa who looks like you!" My sister gasped, her voice quivering with fear and confusion. The two ghosts faced each other in a chilling standoff, their eyes locked in a silent battle of wills. Without a word, they launched into a frenzied tussle, their spectral forms intertwining in a terrifying dance of violence and hatred. I hurried to embrace my sister, holding her close as we watched the harrowing spectacle unfold before us. Lyndon, our younger brother, trembled with fear outside, his panicked cries echoing through the night. "Manong, that's what they look like. Different, but so scary. The Bawa is more fierce, and he won't let up," I murmured, my voice trembling with terror as I clutched my sister tightly. As the ghostly conflict raged on, it became clear that the Bawa was, in fact, the husband of the Aswang. Their turbulent past and tumultuous relationship unfolded before our eyes, revealing a web of tragic love and relentless vengeance. As the battle raged, a shocking revelation left us reeling. Lyndon was their grandson, a chilling realization that sent shivers down our spines. Manong, their two grandchildren. "The ghost here is your husband," I whispered, my voice barely above a horrified murmur. "But as long as he's only after me, I'm just grateful that he hasn't turned his attention to anyone else," I added, my heart heavy with a mixture of sorrow and disbelief. In a desperate bid to shield ourselves from the terrifying conflict, my sister ushered Eunice into the safety of the house, locking the door behind us. We huddled in the darkness, our hearts pounding in our chests as we listened to the tumultuous battle unfolding just outside our home. Manong Eldon and I braved the fear, treading cautiously outside to witness the chilling spectacle of the ghostly confrontation. We watched in a mixture of horror and fascination as the Bawa, a monstrous creature resembling a gigantic lizard, grappled with the Aswang, their savage clash filled with a storm of violent ferocity. Our eyes widened in terror as the Bawa severed the Aswang's head with a swift, brutal movement, leaving the lifeless form of its adversary sprawled on the forest floor. The Bawa then transformed back into its human form, a man with a haunting gaze filled with sorrow and remorse. "The Mahak is gone. The Mahak is dead, Father Byring. You have defeated him," he murmured softly, his voice tinged with somber resignation. "Thank you very much, and sorry for the doubt. Finally, peace will return to our place. Everyone will remain in good health," he added, his words laden with a sense of bittersweet relief. With a heavy heart, he bid us farewell, leaving with the lifeless form of the Aswang in his arms. The haunting silence that ensued was punctuated only by a haunting echo of their battle, leaving us in a state of stunned disbelief. Music. The following day, as we prepared to depart, a sense of poignant gratitude washed over us. "Erwin, Eunice is safe now. Let's return home. I can't bear the fear any longer," my sister whispered, her voice tinged with a sense of solemn relief. As we left, we encountered Manong Eldon once more, bidding him a bittersweet farewell as we prepared to depart. "Thank you very much for your help, Manong Eldon. We'll keep in touch," I murmured, my voice filled with profound gratitude. We returned to Manila, and in the months that followed, our lives underwent a profound transformation. Eunice, our youngest sibling, remained in good health, no longer plagued by the devastating seizures that once haunted her. She blossomed into a vibrant young woman, filled with a newfound sense of hope and resilience. I found a steady job, and my mother's health improved, her spirits lifted by the newfound peace that enveloped our lives. My sister embarked on a new chapter in her life, finding love and happiness in a marriage that brought her a sense of profound fulfillment. According to Marlon, our connection to Manong Biring endured, his benevolent presence continuing to bless our lives with a sense of enduring protection and solace. The miraculous well he had unearthed remained a symbol of hope and healing, bringing a sense of comfort to all who sought its restorative powers. And so, my story draws to a close, a journey marked by trials and tribulations, but also by profound moments of grace and redemption. I am filled with a deep sense of gratitude as I recount this tale, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope. Music. As I bid you farewell, I extend my deepest thanks to both of you for bearing witness to my story. It is a chapter of my life that has left an indelible mark on my soul, a testament to the enduring power of resilience and courage. Farewell, and may the blessings of peace and serenity be with you always. Boss, you have my heartfelt gratitude. Music.